Like up the truck and then drive up there to give out supplies and stuff like that. And I was like, bless y'all hearts.
Right.
Like, please do me a favor on that conversation. Please do that for me, please.
Right.
Got curfew up there. It's a 7 o'clock cutoff time for, people and stuff like that. So I was like, please don't get caught up there in that darkness, because it's super dark and everything.
Right, because yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, please do me a favor. Please, do me a favor, please. I see you guys ready to come outside working in the yard. I don't wanna. Ain't that something? I don't wanna.
Right.
Well, people out there suffering and carrying on. I'm talking about I don't wanna. I don't. I could have stopped procrastinating on my stop procrastinating. Let's get it done.
Right.
Is that long? That's not long. That's not long. Okay. Oh, morning. What did you drink today?
You already know coffee. I got orange juice that I ain't even.
I said water, Missy.
I don't have any water here. I could go get some out from Miss Pritchard's office, but that's downstairs.
I need to put a little cooler in your classroom.
I am. I'm gonna get a refrigerator, a microwave, a Keurig, all that.
Somebody calling you.
This is baby calling. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello. Hello. Hey, hey, hey. I can't come right now. Wait a minute. This room look a mess. Gotta wait. No kids allowed. Hello? Yeah. Hey, David. Yeah. I said when they get to leave early. I said we probably gonna get to leave early. Okay, yeah, we gotta go downstairs and meet at 12, so that's probably to say we can go home, but I don't know. I said we gotta go meet downstairs at 12. I don't know if that's a meeting to say we can go home or what. So who dog is it? Oh. How long she had that dog? I ain't never seen that dog. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Right. How big is it? What kind of dog is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah, he little. Okay. Well, I'll let you know something in the next 30 plus minutes. All right. Hey. Okay. Yeah, when I say these kids strike, it's a mistake. When I say it's not gonna be no eating in my classroom when they come back, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. No sir. I am not. You got me in here like I'm the janitor. I'm not the janitor, I'm the teacher. Detention. This not detention. Why do you want detention? I'm a science teacher. I don't teach detention. It's no school today. It's teacher in service. Ain't nobody here but the teachers and administration. What? Can you what? Girl, yeah. And y'all could have came with me. Huh? What? Yeah. Bye. Them 6 to 4. Some kind of way. To nobody except for the people Yeah, I think we need to go home early. Trying to get done. With this card. Oh, I don't have no lesson plans in. We're doing mine on fall break. So. It is what it is.
Yeah. Let's smash Jackson around a little bit here. This seems like extreme psychotic, overly medicated ex-girlfriend style texting, right? Wait. Yeah, remember all the good times?
Boiling Bunny in the plot, right? This is Jack Smith's Boiling Bunny from Fatal Attraction. It's 165 page. What I call now dirty dossier, right, Bunny? So we had the CREDIT in 2016. We had the collaboration, the provided dossier that we said was the yeah, I was in cahoots with big tech and intelligence officials. Wars. They are but it's different when you have it in a political document, which the Jason.
Thank you, Tom.
But to put with the purpose of justice into monitoring this garbage, this partisan political hack job by Jack Smith. And here's the bottom line. Jack Smith and Tiny Chutkin know this case will never go to a jury trial. They know between the Supreme Court ruling in Unity and the Supreme Court ruling in Fisher, which you and I have talked about, 1512C2, overturning of the DOJ flagrantly misinterpreted the language in that post-Enron statute, overturned that. I mean, that represents 2 of these 4 weak counts of Jack Smith's indictment. This is going nowhere, but between Judge Chutkin and a long appointee with a long record of making anti-Trump statements in her courtroom, I've been there and I've seen it. And Jack Smith and the DOJ, they want to see media with more inflammatory stories about January 6th, what happened before January 6th, and they are successfully doing so. This is the DOJ interference, not interference. The entire department's weight on scales of justice, denying Donald Trump's due process rights, his First Amendment rights, Penny. This is a First Amendment case. Donald Trump can say whatever he wants in the White House. He can say whatever he wants to by President Pence, or to governors in Georgia or Arizona, or election workers, or his own attorneys. This is Jack Smith criminalizing political activity that we have tolerated for 200 plus years in the way that we're tolerating right now. Only in Donald Trump's case, political activity that we know happens.
You saw this in the Vice President's debate, and I have to bring this up simply because the timing is just so unique and convenient for this brand new, not actually so new filing. Same filing. Tim Walz gets assassinated, and everybody's talking about how shocking it was that Tim Walz said, no, hate speech should be banned. Like that's actually possibly the most radical thing that's taken any presidential ticket ever. In fact, that there are parts of speech that must be banned under the first sort of dovetailing into this indictment. And then they drop it. They drop it right after the debate. Just like we've seen before with these DOJ indictments. How malign is this operation? Do you think they are actually following news cycles in order to hit high notes, in order to rip away potential wins from the president?
Right. So let's talk about timing and unusual. And when Judge Chutkin allowed this brief to be filed, she said, I talked to you right afterwards, as in the courtroom, Jack Smith was there, he's swooning over him, people from Washington, D.C., hate Trump, they were packed in this courtroom. They called this brief irregular and outside of the ordinary course of the court process. She immediately that evening allowed Jack Smith to file what he called opening brief. That was turned into a motion for immunity determinations. That was what he called it. Then he asked Judge to exceed the normal page limit, which is about 40 pages in a book, to quadruple was placed under seal on September 26th. Judge Chai gave Donald Trump's lawyers a few days to go through this 165-page document and redactions, which were gave them until October 1st, that was Tuesday evening, the night of the debate, to file their objections. She unsealed it yesterday. So think she actually was looking at any of the concerns that Donald Trump. She didn't care. She is and Betty, this is why she got Supreme Court. Not only did her original amendment denying all forms of immunity to Donald Trump in December 2023, denying presidential immunity in this unprecedented case. Chief Justice John Roberts criticized her numerous times for her hasty, expedited handling of an unprecedented question of criminal immunity from criminal prosecution. She learned nothing. She was going into that courtroom on September 5th like she had just been upheld 9 to nothing. And she was, taking it to Trump's attorney, and here she granted this. So unsealing it yesterday, no consideration for how this was going to be perceived and reported in the media, which are false stories about what it involved.
It's not even hoaxes in my timeline. None of the hoaxes in my timeline. You've been nuking some of these people, and thank you for that work. You have to read the documents. But it's just pure hoax. They're just throwing red meat. The people who have had their brains psychotically broken through Trump ratings.
All right, y'all. They told us to go downstairs.
Crazy people on the other side are doing. Holding this up like this Christmas present. They're celebrating on New Year's Eve.
Hey, just Jay. Teacher answered. There's no students today. So I've moved my class just this morning. And now I'm about to go downstairs and see if they're about to let us go home. And I hope they say yes.
She has Donald Trump under a gag order to this day, and saying she cannot make public critical statements about potential witnesses in this case because they could lead to witness intimidation. She has also said, and Jackson has said this, we need to preserve the integrity of the proceedings. So all of this is covered, that's and all of a sudden, none of that applies, right? Doesn't matter what witnesses by the document, doesn't matter if the grand jury
Let's see how the teachers got their classrooms. Hold the elevator. Thank you.
Y'all almost missed it, boo.
Yes. Have to come see how your classroom set up, get some ideas and stuff.
Listen, I wish I had a classroom set up. My office lady. I miss having a classroom set up. But I can come in and set up. Thank you.
Let us know. It's very difficult for us to
Okay, so it doesn't look like I'm leaving. Hey, Just Jay, I'm back. We had to go have a little meeting. Don't look like I'm leaving. Looks like I'm here. It's lunchtime, but I'm not going anywhere. I still got stuff. Maybe I'm finna throw some lesson plans in this file and I'm finna go.
Really, really look forward to that. I mean, how are you gonna even have a functional country if you don't? If there's no consequences here, and if these people are allowed to do this, and as we built sort of into the block leading into this segment, Julie, like Jack Smith is a human dirty bomb, like a judicial dirty bomb. He's been using his pocket in this capacity over time at the Supreme Court. Everything, this guy's entire career, yes, his entire career's illegitimacy and being a hatchet man in order to destroy political careers and get humiliated by real legitimate courts, but to do so through the media. It's pretty embarrassing. You mentioned the people who are going to be unsealed in all of this, who may have been testifying against Donald Trump. One of them was on national TV last night, and wow, I mean, really, it's pretty shocking to hear. Cassidy Hutchison. I just want to get you to respond to this very short clip. She's a very impressive person. She's been doing TV here. Her only job is to just go and repeat the line, right, that her publicists have given her. And here's how it went.
A few issues that come with the eye on come to consensus on a lot more issues.
They're not.
Well, Cassidy Hutchinson, as we know, because of the work of Representative Barry Loudermilk over at the House Administration Committee, we know now, lied under oath repeatedly at the behest of this chief. Remember, she's the one who made that testimony about how Donald Trump lunged at his Secret Service detail driver after they left the alerts after the speech on January 6th, went back. Turns out that completely fabricated, made up out of whole cloth, and she took an oath before the J6 committee. She told the entire world that story, that made-up story, and then she reversed herself several times on her testimony. Again, no consequences yet. So here she is, instead of facing perjury charges, many perjury charges, she is now, again, the queen of cable news media. So this is the frustration. I know and you feel it, your viewers feel it, our side feels it. It's just the same people getting away over and over with not just Trump, his associates, his but all of us being here and celebrating this lawfare and this descent into banana republic style territory. This is what happens in authoritarian countries, where you imprison your political opponents, whether you're the toughest, strongest like Donald Trump or the weakest like J6ers. I'm getting texts again this morning. A man with 2 special needs children who was sentenced to 40 months in prison. This just happened yesterday. They are not stopping. In using first day protected speech to turn political dissent into a crime punishable by prison, and in the meantime denying 4A, 5A, 6A, 8A, Bill of Rights, constitutional protections that we have, and this is much bigger than Donald Trump, and that's the danger. We continue to allow these individuals in our federal government to get away with what they're doing.
I want to very quickly here on something that broke last week that we haven't gotten an opportunity to talk about, which is General Milley coming now forward in release testimony, saying, yeah, I used to run the National Guard, and I said no to the commander in chief. I'm the general and the chief of staff, and we decided that we're just not going to do what he asked. In fact, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to make sure that the Capitol building is as least secure as we can possibly make it. I lived through the National Guard being deployed throughout Washington, D.C. I know what it looks like when a building is protected by the National Guard. Nobody gets through. You're going to take your life in your hand. There's nothing more intimidating than the American military standing in formation in front of a building they don't want you to get into, right? And so if President Trump was followed through, if Mark Milley had done what the Commander-in-Chief ordered him to do and secured the Capitol building, the chances of January 6th popping off is exactly zero. Zero. You just have a protest, some people hold signs, some people say, we want free and fair elections, and that's it. That's literally it. Everyone goes home, gotta play the banjo. And that's the end, and there is no J6. Mark Milley here saying, no, I mean, where's the military tribunals for this dude?
Oh, he should face military tribunals for so many reasons, as you know, Betty, but I do want to give your viewers a little heads up on something preview into a piece that we've been working on for weeks, and that is a blow-by-blow account of the National Guard requests, who made them and who denied them. And General Milley is just one of them who's in cahoots with Ryan McCarthy, the acting secretary of the Army, changed the authorization, chain of command the day before January 6th. But this is going to be, I believe, the most exhaustive timeline yet available. Who denied National Guard requests from Milley to Ryan? They slow walked it, right? They slow walked it. But you also had the Sergeant at Arms for Nancy Pelosi denying it. You had Mitch McConnell, Sergeant at Arms, denying National Guardsmen. You had people who, after January 6th, misrepresented who was talking to who, fighting that authorization from 5 o'clock that day. You had National Guard from other states who had arrived at Capitol grounds for the DC National Guard. This timeline will fully explain who was asking, who was denying it, why they did, and again, to your point, and this is important to emphasize, leaving the Capitol intentionally unprotected and vulnerable on January 6th, despite all that we're told now, all of the intelligence, all of the meetings behind the scenes, the conference calls between top Trump cabinet officials, DOD, Mark Milley, DOJ, DHS, they were all talking before January 6th. But yet no one authorized the deployment of even 1,000 National Guardsmen when they had the ability to do so. That, of course, is one of the biggest unanswered questions of January 6th. I will be posting that on my Substack later tonight or tomorrow. I will send it to you when it's up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this image is what it looks like when BLM and Antifa, terrorist groups of the left, wholly and totally funded and fomented by Democrat leadership, when they were marauding Washington, D.C., burning the city, quite frankly, to timber and spray painting memorials and desecrating monuments. And that was then politically damaging the Democrat chances in 2020. This is what Democrats are. This is how Democrats protected monuments when they could have politically fought back on them, when their riots were getting out of control. And so this is what they denied President Trump, or what, remember, come on, fill in the blank. This is the easiest math I've ever. There would have been no January 6th if the Capitol looked like that, obviously, right? Julie Kelly, at Classified Live, the best, we cannot wait for you to publish that. Please come back to the program. When that sucker's up, bring your dogs with you. Let's talk about your sweet dogs.
Outside right now, so they're not disruptive.
We really look forward to that report. I guess in closing here, I just want to put a pin in something, just to make sure that there's make sure that we get something straight. The Jack Smith case won't ever see a jury. You say that with such certitude. President Trump victory? Just here.
Well, unfortunately, Donald Trump wins, DOJ will drop, dismiss the count. If he does lose, this still will be overturned. This existing indictment will never pass the Supreme Court immunity test or the Fisher test. The indictment will never survive the light of day. After that, you go to a jury. This is the only hope that they have.
So it's all just dirty politics from dirty people. Ooh! Oh man, cleansing fire in Washington, D.C. Please let it happen. And Julie Kelly, bringing it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Matt.
Please make sure that you have cleared out any garbage and you have followed the checklist that I sent out this morning about things that need to be done prior to leaving for fall break. Thank you.
Everybody's out growing on YouTube Shorts right now. You don't know what titles to use, you don't know what kind of content to post, and you don't know that you're editing your content the wrong way. And I personally want to help you the same way I help this creator get over 100,000 subscribers, this creator over 200,000, and this creator over 800,000 subscribers. Because now every single one of these people can make a full-time living just by posting on YouTube, and I want to help you be able to do the same exact thing. And what I'm talking about is my mentorship program, where I'm literally going to look at your channel, tell you everything you need to do differently. I'm going to build you out a personalized plan. We're going to work together one-on-one for the next 30 days to guarantee you grow quicker. If that sounds interesting, well, please click the link below, because if you need more results, there's literally tens of people on that page that I've helped in so many different niches, so many different backgrounds. So what's your excuse? The opportunity to grow on YouTube isn't going to last forever, and it's only going to get harder the longer and longer you wait. So what are you waiting for? Click that link below, get into it right now. Can't wait to help you grow quicker.
You are considering solar power plus battery storage system or Tennessee Energy Heroes Network of solar installers right here in Greater Nashville are offering 50% off of the second.
Right, it's gonna show up, and then you fill it out that way. Okay. Because on the email, Ms. Cox sent, she didn't say on the computer station, but it's gonna say unplug the charger, it says everything. She said unplug everything except the computer card. It says
I had to
unplug
make a few
laptop
phone
charging
calls
card.
and go over the numbers and talk to some of my install partners to make sure that
I
they were
did,
able to run.
Well, my whole thing is, I know I ain't gonna be,
Numbers
ain't no point in me going for lunch, I know I ain't gonna have no plans of lunch, but like not
is because
complete.
within the last
I just didn't learn.
24 months, the cost of solar equipment has come down by a lot.
I mean, I can, but I just thought,
50%.
they said it
Now, on
was
top of this, the cost of solar battery
But I thought that's
equipment
what
has
it's
come down
gonna
a lot as well. And we all know
I
that
wasn't here.
battery systems, the most
Right.
expensive part
In your head,
of
you're
a
done.
solar panel
Right.
system.
And then when you get
Battery
home,
storage.
Right,
Now,
that's
we're only running this
Sunday.
offer
That's
until the
Sunday.
end of
even way
October
before Sunday.
because
Like,
Just buy low.
running
Right,
this
because I already have, Monday and Tuesday done.
Okay, then. About every 4 years.
Right, Miss Richard, no, one of them I sat in her office from temporary from 1 to 4, and why I
Things
didn't
are
get
a
those
little bit
deliveries.
slower than normal right
So,
now.
okay,
and you have a good
The
break.
cost of equipment has come down a lot, things are a little bit
Okay.
slow right now.
Thank you for telling me to scan these.
Oh, no problem.
To transition your home. you really want
Yes,
to
baby, we're gonna go home.
as much you should. The fact that Tennessee doesn't have a net metering policy
Tennessee?
means that you cannot get
Why
credit
are you
for
talking
using
about Tennessee?
Welcome back. For today's PowerPoint segment, I wanted to discuss the recent Supreme Court abortion case. Honestly, this isn't even about whether you're pro-choice or pro-life. I just do not like bad arguments. And the arguments that are coming from the left right now are absolutely bonkers. So let's start with absolutely bonkers, Joy Behar.
It's a very interesting schism that goes on here because on the one hand, sex sells everywhere. I mean, you can't see an aspirin commercial without somebody having sex. You cannot turn on any program, especially like streaming, where people are having this soft porn everywhere now. camera. They encourage all of that. It sells everything. Sex sells. And yet when it comes to the reality of pregnancy, this particular group of people on the right in this country and these religious zealots do not understand the reality of what happens when you have sex.
I don't think she knows that it's not pronounced sex, but we'll pretend that there's an H somewhere in there. For counterpoint number one, I want to say, yes, Joy Behar, you are correct. Sex is everywhere. Our culture is sick. That is an argument that's a diagnosis. We have an increasingly sick culture here in America. Religious zealots and our people on the right very much understand that reality. We understand that when a culture promulgates promiscuity, it leads to people engaging in unfulfilling, unprotected sex. Far from your assessment that we don't understand what happens when you have sex, we understand exactly what happens. Children are the consequence. Life is the consequence. It would seem to me that it's the atheist zealots, the ones who have normalized sex-laden aspirin commercials, that don't quite understand what happens when you have unprotected sex. And then, when they find out, they go, whoops, well, good thing I learned in health class, I can just get an abortion and deal with it. Did you know, Joy, that before federally funded sex ed programs in school, which sprang up in the 1970s, and before Roe v. Wade in 1973, teenage pregnancy rates in this country were declining over a period of 12 years. Maybe what we on the right understand is that there is such a thing as sexually transmitted insanity, normalization of non-committal sex, which is pervasive in our culture and in our schools, and it serves no one. Least of all, the young women who wind up pregnant and are pressured to make a life-altering emotional decision that is packaged to them as the responsible thing to do. I believe that you and the ladies that sit beside you contribute daily to that toxic culture of lies. Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right, Pure Talk has iPhone 12s starting at just $479 through to the end of the year. Or check out their selection of iPhone 13s. Pure Talk gets amazing nationwide coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys. The average family saves over $800 a year. With Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 days of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, they're offering the iPhone 12 for only $479. Go to puretalk.com and shop for the plan and phone that's right for you. Then, enter promo code Owens and save an additional 50% off your first month and save up for a new phone. That's puretalk.com, promo code Owens. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions may apply. See the site for details. Now let's hear from your co-host.
Do any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants? You have no idea. I have no problem with that. My problem comes when you tell me what I need to do with my doctor and my family. How dare you? How dare you?
All right, counterpoint to you looking over number 2. Did you guys know back at home, by the way, that in 2017, Whoopi Goldberg received a GLAAD Media Award for executively producing a show called Strut? It was a transgender modeling show. She won the award for speaking up for trans rights and against those trying to roll them back. Oopsies! This is why I love intersectionality. Here we are in the middle of a vicious culture war where a bunch of men playing dress up and trying to convince people that they are women and can give birth, and they can chest feed, and here comes along Whoopi Goldberg, and she's so fired up about abortion that she accidentally tells
I don't even remember.
only women can give birth. Only women have a womb that is capable of carrying a child. They say, never get in the way of our enemies when they are making a mistake. They also say, even a broken clock is right twice a day. I say, thanks, Whoopi, for proving that even idiots are capable of understanding basic biology. And for the last counterpoint, which I believe is so important in terms of this abortion debate, we currently have a culture where men are routinely accused of not stepping up to the plate. In fact, just this week it was announced that only 18% of households in America today feature a nuclear family unit, a married mother and a father raising children. Make no mistake, father absence is one of the biggest, if not the biggest epidemic that we face in this country today. But why are we expecting men to step up to the plate when we have women that are telling them that they don't have to? Why should men step up when the message that is ringing out loud and clear from mainstream culture and media is that beyond sex, men have no responsibility or say in the lives of their children? I mean, how on earth can someone logically explain how a baby is 100% the property of a woman as it grows inside of her, then the moment that the baby is born, it requires a 50-50 split? Can a man stand before a judge at a child support hearing and say, Your Honor, it was her body, and it was therefore her choice to have this child? The answer, of course, is no. Obviously not. That would be stupid. If a man is colloquially referred to as a deadbeat dad, with no part or responsibility in a child's life as he or she grows up, and the same must also be true for a woman who wants no part or responsibility in a child's life as it grows inside of her. My body, my choice is a pervasive, deadbeat mom argument that accomplishes nothing but excusing too many men from stepping up to their most important role as fathers. Thanks for joining me on this segment of Candace. If you'd like to join the Daily Wire's fight against the Biden administration's unconstitutional vaccine mandates,
President, welcome to you too. Can I just first ask, what is this event and what are we going to be seeing the next couple of days here in DC?
You know, we have received so much interest over a period of time in this sort of youth, Black conservative movement. It felt like we really wanted to harness the power and the opportunity and invite everyone to DC, first and foremost, to bring them to conservative ideas. A major hurdle that the Black community faces is not having the resources to get to different ideas and sort of being locked inside of a bubble. And having them listen to speakers that they perhaps haven't heard before. Dr. Ben Carson, Mary Elder, people who are routinely mobbed in our community. So this is the first ever opportunity to do that in DC, and we're really excited that's happening this weekend.
Charlie, what are you hoping that the president gets out of these interactions?
Well, I first want to take a step back and just give Candace Owens credit for changing the national conversation around these issues from a conservative kind of perspective over the last year. When I first met Candace, one of the first things she said, Charlie, I think we can have a young Black leadership summit that can be a lot bigger than any of the pundits or the consultants would ever dream. And I mean, tomorrow, 400 plus young Black leaders from across the country. That's an accomplishment that, especially at the conservative, tilt, if you will.
And the number could have been much higher.
And that's right. And so the number could have been higher, and it was the last minute influx of interest, and we had probably 5x that in applicants and an increase. But what Candace Owens and our urban engagement director have done at Turning Point USA to really garner more interest amongst the Black community for conservative values, I think it's worth having the conversation, and it's something that, given all the recent,
I don't get this.
attention around these issues, I think is something that would be quite interesting.
Yes, there's obviously a bit of skepticism. As long as I've been in the game of conservative politics, as long as I've been a conservative, which is probably about sophomore year of high school, there have been conversations about how the conservatives win over more of the Black community. There have been some prominent leaders. You mentioned Dr. Ben Carson, others who have come forward and have.
Don't take colleges until you watch this.
A lot of college trends are what they're IW. Let's rate popular collagen, which include bone broth. That's a big amount. Now, bone broth.
I don't see like lesson plan each day. Like,
Hard for your body to absorb. So you're only getting a small fraction of the benefits. Good is supporting your collagen way. What you want are the amino acid building your body uses to make collagen. Like lysine, alanine, proline. And we're not going to get them here. Next up, eggs. Yeah, eggs actually contain those collagen building blocks. However, consuming animal protein like eggs also raises your levels of collagen, all insulin-like growth factor, which leads to all sorts of health. Next up, citrus fruit. Whoa, you see, citrus fruits are rich in vitamin C, which is great for your collagen levels. It's actually a type of fuel that powers your body's natural collagen production. Plus, citrus fruits are also high in sugar, which can actually lead collagen along. So sugar can basically cancel out the benefits of vitamin C. Next, if you want my favorite way to help boost your collagen, so you can enjoy younger skin and stronger muscles and joints, there is something you can add to your diet. Oh, let's talk about it. There's been this trend lately where so-called health experts claim collagen can make you feel like you're aging back. backwards. Take this collagen supplement, they say. Your skin will look smoother, your joints will feel better, you'll feel stronger and younger, your digestion will be better. Here's the problem. Part of what they're saying is true, and part of it is a lie. The true part is that collagen is vital if you want to keep feeling young. It's literally the glue that holds you together. It's in your muscles, tendons, ligaments, bones, organs, skin, arteries, all of you. Without support, though, it starts to wither away as you get older. And this tends to leave you feeling weaker and weaker over time. So, yes, you need collagen. But here's where the big lie comes in, though. Your body can't really use the collagen in collagen supplements. It has to make its own. And the problem is, the older you are, the less collagen your body makes. So, what do you do about this? It took a year of research with a team of experts to answer this very question. Thanks to all that hard work, though, we've now discovered there's a 3-step collagen reset process. You can do it from home in just a few minutes. You simply give your body exactly what it needs to make more collagen, and your body takes it from there. Real-world human tests show that if you
Hey, Orlando.
reset regularly,
He doing my lesson plans.
and chances are you can see a difference too, since collagen is also what supports firm, young-looking skin. I watched this with amazement as people that felt stronger and more limber become more active again.
I'm really confused as far as
Smoother-looking skin and healthier-looking hair. And when I tried it myself, I felt like I rolled back the clock by more than 10 years. And that's why I'm so excited to share the collagen reset technique.
not confused per se, but like
Consistently, the effect has often been life-changing. So if you're at least 40 or older, keep watching. I'm about to walk you through it. And in case we haven't met before, my name is Dr. Stephen Gendry. I'm 74 years old and proudly not geriatric. In fact, I don't think I've ever been so active. I'm the founder and director of 2 award-winning nutrition clinics, author of 5 New York Times best-selling health books and counting, and holder of 5 medical patents. Not to mention, I've been the lead surgeon on over 10,000 heart surgeries, and I'm regularly invited to give health presentations all over the world at prestigious medical society meetings. It's at these meetings that I share my latest health discoveries, often just shocking awe from the doctors in the audience. You see, I'm known for turning classical medical wisdom on its head and regularly predicting the future of human health science. I did the use of robots in heart surgery and with the importance of gut health and nutrition. And because I knew doctors shouldn't be the only ones learning about these discoveries, I've also been releasing eye-opening health reports online. This report you're watching right now is possibly the most exciting. It reveals a relatively simple way to potentially feel stronger and younger than you do right now. And the older you are, the more dramatic the difference can be. Why? Because this is the only technique I know of that's designed to help your body build its own collagen. And the sooner you can start doing this, lose their collagen production abilities by their 30s, and by the time you're in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, the effect starts to become noticeable. And if your body doesn't keep replacing the collagen fast enough, you may start to feel weaker and older. Things start to malfunction. Little by little, you start to feel robbed by Father Time. That's why over the past couple of years, you have heard experts saying you should take a collagen supplement or drink bone broth or even gelatin. The beauty industry is especially guilty. So-called experts claim you should add collagen to your diet.
And trying to get this conversation going. What are you seeing that's different now? Like, why is it? To Charlie's point, he's saying you changed the conversation. How and why is the conversation different?
It's funny that you say that because I was able to meet with Dr. Ben Carson early on this year, and we spoke about that. Like, what are the differences? Why are people paying a little more attention now? And I think that, and to his credit, in the past, the conversation was almost so intellectual that it was hard for people to digest and process and understand. And because the left had won the culture war, it was easy for them to mock them, to say skit, or perhaps Dr. Ben Carson or Dr. Condoleezza Rice were being mocked. And I think I'm a little more of a fighter, definitely in terms of starting my channel on YouTube and wanting it to be colloquial and wanting it to feel familiar, like you were talking to your brother and sister, and sort of taking back some of the turf that was lost on the culture war by making fun of people on the left in the same way that they make fun of us. I think that sort of helped bridge the gap.
Which day I gotta call you, honey, because we haven't
Does it bother you that there's no
prominent
But now that was for,
Sure, Jerron, Dr. Ben Carson's part of the executive branch, that's not true.
it was Character Day.
Jerron is an executive with
What
Jared
is
Kushner.
his role?
He's a DAP, which is a Deputy Assistant to the President of the United States, to the top tier, so that's not true.
Who are other individuals in the White House?
Well, I wanted to go back and answer your question. So yeah, I mean, one thing that we always speak when we speak to conservatives about is we have to stop believing in this illusion that because somebody is black, they represent interests. We learned that lesson via Barack Obama. I mean, he was in the White House for 8 years and didn't do much for the black community. So I'm not interested in the color of people's skin.
So
I'm interested in what they do.
Yeah,
and what they
so I'm
accomplish.
really interested in your perspective. So to you having, like, you don't look at, you know, it is an administration that has more white men than past administrations have had.
Yeah.
But that doesn't bother you, don't think that diversity is
No, not
important?
at all. I think that we have to stop believing that diversity is the color of people's skin, because if you have, like, the Black Caucus, for example, which didn't stand up and applaud when Trump announced that we had the lowest ever unemployment in the black community, that's concerning to me. So a big part of the conversation that we open is in making people understand that's an illusion that the left has sold, that somehow because somebody matches my skin color, because somebody matches my gender, they have my best interests at heart, and that is completely fallacious.
I have to ask about Kanye. You two have been seen, photographed with, spent time with Kanye. I got a tremendous, we had to speak about the show, got a tremendous amount of attention from the media from a recent meeting in the Oval Office. How does he factor, look, you know, I feel like conservatives play this game that we go back and forth. If anybody who's famous starts talking in any way that conservatives like, we embrace them right away, and then sometimes we feel like we get burned later, they're not as conservative as we thought. Kanye has such a huge megaphone, he's obviously somewhat of a controversial figure as well, based on what he said in the past. Charlie, I just start with you. How does he play into all this other than, I mean, I want to hear from both of you on this, but how does he play into all this other than just getting a lot of attention? You know what I mean? How is he changing the
I'll be
conversation?
the first one to admit, I mean, I was your typical macroeconomic loving kind of conservative individual that wasn't part of the culture that, you know.
You got a high paperback in your
Why
bag.
my car keep on
I'm
popping up?
conservative based on reading Free to Choose and
Who
Louis.
the hell trying to use my
And I
car?
think it's amazing that someone like Kanye West has brought.
Yeah,
this
it's out for
conversation.
file break.
And it was Candace that opened my eyes to this, and I wasn't that I was resistant, but I was like, really, Candace? Like, wait, what do you mean that we can? She said, no, you don't understand. Well, first time about Candace said, Charlie, Kanye West can change the national conversation on these issues, and I think.
Well, it's teacher in service, so it's not officially file break,
Candace is on
but
record
yeah.
with our friend Dave Rubin saying this back in September of 2017, kind of predicting the Kanye movement, I guess you could say.
The Kanye movement, yeah. And I knew that someone with his personality wasn't going to be the left anymore, because we are now being told what to think. Who we have to love, who we have to hate, and that's not comfortable for anybody that's an artist. And their stranglehold on culture is really what Kanye is sort of taking a stab at. Now, I want to be clear, based off of my conversation with him, he's not a Republican, you know, and I think that that's an important thing to distinguish and to make clear distinction to make, because in many ways I'm not a Republican either, but he is a free thinker and he values ideas. And unfortunately, if you believe in the ability to think and to have a dialogue, that is a position that's on the right today.
So Candace, I do want to ask you about news of the day. Obviously, we have all these explosive devices that have been sent to prominent critics of this administration.
Right.
And in a tweet, you originally said you thought there was zero chance conservatives sent bombs. I think you took that tweet down.
Yeah.
But you later added, it isn't conservatives that are chasing people down in offices and restaurants. It isn't conservatives that have weaponized sexual assault as a means to political gain. I stand by my opinion that when it comes to political violence, the left is the likely culprit.
That's correct. So we've seen that.
So you think that it was the left or Democrats who sent
Well, I
these
think,
type of
I think we're all entitled to have an opinion. We don't have any facts surrounding this, and Twitter is a venue where you're allowed to express your opinions and beliefs. And
But just to be clear, so that's not based on any facts. That's
of
just
course
your
it could possibly be based on facts. We don't have any evidence other than the fact that they're investigating it. But I do want to finish this by just saying that it is my belief, when you take a look at the conversation and things that have gone on and the increasing violence that's gone on, it has purely been a leftist tactic to stall things, delay the administration, and to fearmonger. So as a matter of opinion, I do believe that when we get to the resolution about this, and we do have facts, we're always yet this is orchestrated by the left, but by no means is that opinion rooted in proof, because we don't have anything yet to go off of.
I can certainly point to Charlottesville. I can point to other acts that happen. I can point to Dylan Roof. I mean, there's certainly acts of
But you how set up on that way. See how far back you have to go to do that.
In order to add Savos content directly into your Schoology, you'll need to complete the 7 material classes. To begin, click Add Materials.
No, I'm just saying that you
Click Savos Realize Course Connect.
I mean, you've got a big
To link your account, click Begin. District
and have a
login.
powerful voice. And kudos to you for creating
I already done that.
How do you view the responsibility that comes with that? I view the responsibility of just being a person that maintains my ability to have an opinion, that I express an opinion, and no means that I say that I have just found the facts and this is related. And I always
You said there's 0% chance.
Yeah, I said I'm going to go out and say that there is a 0% chance that this was sent by conservatives. I find all the things that are going on, the caravan of illegals, the
Right.
the caravan too is meant to be incredibly suspicious timing, so that they are meant to get to the border at on the day of the election. Again, this is not.
I thought lesson plans go week by week. Why do